So the NCAA is wising up a little bit. The NCAA has decided to kind of redo their policies or their processes into paying student athletes. And this all comes because of basically the G League, which is like an NBA minor league, which can pay players. You can get salary, you can get endorsements, you can do whatever you want. You can get your money. And this has been a conversation as long as time of should student athletes be getting paid. And I've always been under the kind of the guideline that they should be getting paid. Now they shouldn't be getting salaries. They shouldn't be getting contracts because then you might as well just have 10 college football teams, like make it an NFL basically, a minor league NFL. Because if you have salaries and contracts, well obviously Alabama will be able to go pay a 5-star quarterback way better than Eastern Michigan. And at that point, why even have Eastern Michigan have football? So I don't believe that you should just have a salaried contract. But I do believe that a player should make monies off their likeness. I always thought it was so strange that colleges could sell jerseys and t-shirts and whatever with the likeness of a player and the player not receive any money. Like when Johnny Manziel was at A&M. And they were selling number 2 Aggie jerseys in the merchandise center. That's obviously Johnny Manziel. He's playing quarterback. Like it's crazy that everyone just put a blind eye to it. Oh well, it doesn't have Manziel on the back. It's just a random number 2. What? He's playing quarterback right now. He's wearing number 2. So you're telling me that the Heisman winning quarterback right there playing quarterback with number 2 on in the stadium is not the same jersey as the number 2 here hanging in the merchandise store in the stadium? Do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think I'm just going to be fooled? I'm going to be bamboozled? They're just trying to bamboozle people. They even call Kyle Field or whatever the new stadium's called, they even say the house that Johnny built. I mean, then you go through and you see the locker rooms and you see the facilities of these programs and you see how much the coaches are getting paid. And the fact that the players aren't seeing any of that is laughable. It's absolutely laughable. Now, what you can't do is just have like a blanket check. You can't just say, oh, you're a student athlete. Student athletes get paid $600 a year. And then give the quarterback at Alabama $600, the punter from Alabama $600, and the junior volleyball player from Northeast Arkansas $600. Because it's just not the same. Look, guys, I hate to break it to you, but college education for these athletes is a joke. And it's not a thing anymore. So the idea that, oh, they're getting an education, that's just not true. It's not true. Bottom line. I hate that I have to be the one that tells you that, but these top prospects, these huge athletes, aren't going to class. They're not doing their tests. And now maybe some of them are, sure. But a majority of them are not. And as far as college basketball goes, they're not. There you go. They're there for 1 year. They're there for like 7 months. Do you think these players who are there for 6-7 months, who are traveling every other day to go play these games, who are staring millions of dollars in the face, you think they're going to History 103? Get out of here. They're not doing any of that. And why would they? If I knew I had to go to college to play, who cares, for 7 months and then I'm making $20 million, you think I'm going to go do my book report? No, I'm not. So if we take away the education and we agree that these players are there to play and they're there to get to the next level, then the conversation, or I guess the carrot that we dangle of, well, they're getting a free education, it's a scholarship, their tuition's paid for, got to go away. Got to go away. So let's do it. Let's just do it nice and fairly. Players can make money off their likeness. Endorsements, shoe deals, jersey sales, autographs, pictures, appearances, whatever. They can get their money. Now, maybe you cap it. Maybe you cap it of they can receive upwards of blank amount of money per year. Because it can be kind of crazy to think about, like, okay, well, Zion just signed a $50 million shoe deal, and he's making $50 million, and the starting small forward next to him is making $0. I get that. So maybe you cap it, maybe you kind of regulate that part. But I do think for college sports, they have to have a way to pay these players. Because what's going to happen is they're just going to quit going to college. Once there's an alternative, they're gone. Football is kind of okay because you stay there for 3 years. There is no alternative. But basketball, why would you not go play internationally? Think about it like this. Let's say you're going into you're 17 years old and you're going into what would be your summer before college, and you can either go to Arkansas for a free ride, no money, go to Arkansas, or you can go to China, or maybe not China right now, but you can go to, I was going to say Italy, but maybe not Italy right now either. You can go to a different league and get paid. So you're getting paid and you're probably dominating because it's just a weaker competition. The NCAA is the third best competition you can face. The NBA being number one, the G League probably being number two. I mean, NBA players are better than college players. And then college basketball number three. Then you have the Lithuanian leagues and the China leagues and the Spain and what have you. But if LaMelo Ball, I mean, he's already doing this, but if LaMelo Ball goes down to Australia and is putting up 25 and 20 a game, getting paid against weaker competition, albeit, but it's still numbers, that's going to propel him to get drafted way better than going 11 and 7 at Arkansas for nothing. And then there's the injury risk. A lot of these players can just go get injured at Illinois. Screw that. Go to the G League. Get better coaching. Get better training. Get better medical staff. You get a big jump ahead of everybody. The G League, it just makes so much more sense as a college basketball prospect. My guy, Sebastian Telfair. If you've never seen the Sebastian Telfair documentary Through the Fire, go watch it. But Sebastian Telfair was a high school prospect, a lot like LeBron James, he was from New York, where people thought he was going to be the next big thing. And Telfair didn't pan out, he just wasn't ready for the league. And at that point, there really wasn't another option. Now, if Sebastian Telfair, instead of just going to the league, if Sebastian Telfair goes to the G League and gets himself a salary, gets himself a contract, gets himself professional coaching, gets himself professional training staff, gets himself a professional diet, gets himself a professional everything, then in 1, 2, 3 years, you go from the G League the same amount of time you would spend in college. Now that's the big thing, is that you're not wasting your time. It's different if you got to go from college to the G League. Why would you do that? But it's the same amount of time as going to college. So instead of eating at the damn chow hall at wherever, Eastern Kentucky, instead of eating there, eating barbecued pulled pork sandwiches, instead of doing that and sleeping in a dorm, go to a pro organization and get their tutelage while making money. It makes so much more sense for college athletes. So the NCAA knows, we're about to lose college basketball. We're about to be playing second fiddle to the G League, which deservedly they should. So now they have to do this and they have to pay these players. So I think that yes, college players should 100% be paid. I believe that they should be paid basically on their likeness in college. No salaries, not paid directly from the school. You shouldn't be getting, Texas shouldn't be paying you a contract, basically. If Nike wants to pay you while you're at Texas, sure. If Under Armour wants to give you some cash while you're at Texas, 100%. If you're signing autographs, if you're selling pictures of yourself, sure, no problem. If you have t-shirts, 100%. So that's where I think we should be. That's where I think we're going to move towards. I still think it probably behooves college prospects to go to the G League. I would, unless you are a top prospect like Zion. Zion probably would have benefited from going to college because he gets more exposure. He gets out there a little bit more. He gets his branding. It's it's like an advertising campaign. So it's probably beneficial for him. But if you're a guy who's going to go play at Auburn, if you're a guy that's going to go play, one of those schools where you're good, but you're like a 20 20th overall pick, 25th overall pick in the draft kind of guy, go to the G League. I think it just makes so much more sense. So I'd say that would be my advice for collegiate prospects. But I think it's good at least that the NCAA is attempting to kind of change their ways and attempting to pay these players and attempting to give players incentive to go to college programs. And it's just, I think it's one of those things where it's like the societal norms where it's just always been this way, so it is this way. But when you really look at it, I think the farce is up, right? I think the curtains are pulled back. I don't think anyone believes that college athletics are just like a club team. College athletics are more important than educations in college. If you go to Alabama, Nick Saban is way more important than the dean. What's going on in that football team is way more important than whatever the hell the College of Business is doing. College education is just taking a back seat at these huge programs. Of course, like Cal Poly Tech, that's not the case. But I can guarantee you at Florida, it's the case. At Texas, it's the case. At USC, it's the case. So it's about time we remove some of that, the whatever you want to call it, the kind of the glitz and the glamour of, oh, well, it's college athletics. It's so pure. It's so innocent. These players are doing it because they want to. No, they're not. They're doing it because they want to go to the pros. They're doing it because there's millions of dollars at stake. They're doing it because they want to be famous. They're doing it because they want to be a superstar athlete. They're not doing it because they love philosophy and playing defensive end is just a hobby. No, that's not how it is. And I think it's well past time that we remove that naivety of the old days of Bear Bryant and the Junction Boys playing because they love football. The love of the game pales in comparison to the love of the money. That's a fact. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think that college football players or college athletes should be getting paid? How would you pay them? Would you give them a contract? Would you give them a salary? Or should it just be likenesses and endorsements? And will this ruin college sports for you? Some people yearn for that pure innocence of the collegiate athlete playing the game because they love the game. LOL. And those same people are waiting on the tooth fairy to bring them $5 underneath their pillow for their molars and incisors.